There is a notification you are waiting for right now. You check your phone. Nothing. You check it again 5 minutes later. Still nothing. The text you sent hours ago says, "Delivered." She is online. She is active. But to you, she is silent. That silence is loud, isn't it? It triggers something primal in your gut. A feeling of unworthiness. A feeling of panic. Your instinct screams at you, "Fix it! Text her again! Ask what's wrong! Chase her!" Gentlemen, I need you to listen to me very carefully. If you chase her right now, you seal your fate. You cannot negotiate desire, and you cannot teach someone to value you by begging for their attention. The silence she is giving you is not a problem to be solved. It is information, and the only response to disrespect, the only response to being undervalued, is dignified silence. In this video, we are not going to talk about games to get her back. We are going to talk about reclaiming your soul. I am going to teach you the 5 Stoic principles of handling silence. We are going to learn how to choose yourself so fiercely that her absence no longer affects your peace. We are going to turn you from a man who begs for crumbs into a man who feasts alone. Let's start with the fundamental law of human interaction, the economics of attention. You need to understand that attention is a currency. It is a finite resource. It is the lifeblood of social status. When you give your attention to someone who is ignoring you, when you double text, watch their stories from fake accounts, and pine over them, you are engaging in hyperinflation. Think about a country that prints too much money. What happens? The currency becomes worthless. You need a wheelbarrow of cash just to buy a loaf of bread. When you chase a woman who is ignoring you, you are the country printing money. You are flooding her market with your validation. And because the supply is high, the demand drops to zero. You are practically screaming, "My attention is cheap. Take it. It costs nothing." The Stoic man understands opportunity cost. Every hour you spend obsessing over her silence is an hour you stole from your own future. You cannot make her value you by giving her more of what she already doesn't want. Stop chasing. Chasing signals scarcity mindset. It signals, "I have no other options, I have no mission, and I have no purpose, so I am making you my purpose." That is a burden no woman wants to carry. Start building. You must enact a strict embargo on your attention. Withdraw the currency completely. Take that energy and invest it back into your own life. Look at this silence not as a tragedy, but as a reallocation of resources. She doesn't want your time? Good. I will put that time into my body. I will put it into my business. I will put it into my mind. Competence is the only currency that never inflates. When you build your competence, you become a magnet. When you chase, you are just a fan. Be the idol, not the fan. When we are ignored, the primitive ego screams for revenge. The ego says, "She hurt me. I need to hurt her back." We want to post pictures with other girls to make her jealous. We want to send a scathing text telling her off. We want to be passive-aggressive. Gentlemen, this is the shadow. And acting from the shadow is a sign of weakness. Jordan Peterson talks about the battle between chaos and order. When she ignores you, she introduces chaos into your life. She disrupts your equilibrium. If you react with bitterness, anger, or pettiness, you are simply multiplying the chaos. You are drowning in the storm she created. Revenge is a lower vibration. It keeps you tethered to her. It keeps you on her level. The Stoic response, the high-value response, is alchemy. Alchemy is the ancient art of turning lead into gold. Your goal is to turn the lead of her rejection into the gold of your character. Transformation is the ultimate revenge. Your goal is to reorient your life toward order. Use the pain. Pain is high-octane fuel. Most men burn that fuel with anger. I want you to burn it with ambition. Become so high value, so disciplined, and so focused that your absence becomes a palpable loss for her. You don't want her to look at your life and think, he's bitter. That validates her choice to leave. You want her to look at your life 6 months from now and think, oh my God, look who he became. Look what I walked away from. The best revenge is not living well to show her. The best revenge is living so well that you forget to show her at all. This is the most critical psychological concept you will learn today. In relationships, there is the storm and the mountain. Biologically and psychologically, women often embody the nature of the storm: emotion, fluctuation, change, chaos. She is subconsciously searching for the mountain: stability, logic, permanence, safety. When she pulls away, creates drama, or goes silent, the storm, most men become the mirror. She pulls back so he freaks out. She gets cold so he gets anxious. She sends a dry text so he sends a passive-aggressive text. He is mirroring her chaos. If you mirror her chaos, you prove that you are not a leader. You are a follower. You are just another wave in her storm. You must be the mountain. The mountain does not care if it rains. The mountain does not care if the sun shines. The mountain does not care if the wind blows. It remains. If she ignores you, remain unshaken. Do not change your routine. Do not post sad quotes, which is broadcasting your instability. Do not let your mood plummet. Show her that your internal world is not governed by her external validation. This is called emotional containment. She needs to know that if she falls apart or if she drifts away, you are still standing where you said you would be. This is terrifyingly attractive to women. When she looks back, and she will, and sees you standing there calm, strong, and unaffected by her games, two things happen. 1, she feels safe coming back to you. 2, she realizes she cannot manipulate you. Either way, you win. But you must stop being a mirror of her moods. Own your frame. Let's talk about self-betrayal. Many of you tolerate being ignored, ghosted, and treated like an option because you convince yourself, but I love her. I have to be patient. I have to fight for her. This is a lie you tell yourself to avoid the pain of letting go. Let me give you a harsh truth. Love without respect is just dependency. It is an addiction. If you stay in a dynamic where you are consistently undervalued, ignored, and treated like an option, you are not loving her. You are betraying yourself. You are saying, my dignity is less important than your presence. You must have non-negotiable boundaries. A high-value man has a code. I do not chase people who run. I do not converse with people who ignore me. I do not prioritize people who treat me as an option. If you violate your own code just to keep a woman, she will feel it. She will smell the lack of integrity. She cannot respect a man who doesn't respect himself. You must be willing to sit in an empty room alone, to face the void of solitude, rather than sit at a table where you are served scraps. That solitude is where your dignity is reborn. Stop calling your dependency love. Call it what it is, and then fix it by setting the standard. This brings us to the final and most powerful principle: the willingness to walk away. In any negotiation, business, hostage situations, relationships, the person who is more willing to walk away holds 100% of the power. If you are afraid to lose her, you are a slave to her whims. You are walking on eggshells. You are modifying your behavior to please her. As the Stoic Epictetus said, the only way to be truly free is to be ready to lose everything. When she ignores you, you must look at the situation, evaluate the disrespect, and say, I choose myself. This isn't an angry walk-away. It isn't a blocking you tantrum. It isn't sending a long paragraph explaining why you're leaving. It is a quiet, resolved exit. It is the realization that you are not optional. When a man is no longer afraid of solitude, he becomes untouchable. He becomes magnetic. Why? Because when you truly walk away, you create a vacuum. For the first time, she has to face the reality of a life without you. She has to face the reality that her games had a cost. Often, this is the moment she comes running back, the moment she realizes the asset is leaving the building. But by then, you might realize you no longer want to go back. You have outgrown the game. That is power. That is freedom. And that is how you win. Gentlemen, do not build your castle on the sand of her validation. Build it on the rock of your own competence. When she ignores you, say thank you. Thank her for the reminder that you had drifted from your path. Thank her for the time she gave back to you. And use that time to become a man who is so undeniable, so full of purpose, and so grounded in reality that her silence is just a whisper in the wind. You are the prize, but only if you act like it. If you are ready to choose yourself, comment, "I choose myself" down below. Subscribe for more stoicism and strength. I'll see you in the next one.